Season 6 of Superior Angling TV is brought to you by RJ Sport and Cycle and the rest of our fine sponsors. Most days, ice fishing is tough. There's no way around it. Blowing wind, freezing temps, numb hands. But it's what we do. It's what we love. The allure of a big fish, especially a walleye, impairs what would be our normal judgment and toleration of less than ideal weather conditions. It's all for one bite. Just that one fish that you will remember for years to come. Good morning and welcome to this frigid episode of Superior Angling. You know, there's some days like this morning why I wonder why we do this, because it's literally like -15 air temp right now with a little bit of wind. Like, it's cold. But then I remind myself that there's some very big walleyes under us, and I will tolerate a lot of torture for some big walleyes, right? Like, I'll put up with some tough conditions. If you're catching those 14, 15-inch fish, that's a little bit different, but when you have like legit chances at big fish, we're talking, you know, 20 to 30-inch fish, like I'll put up with some tough conditions, and that's truly what we have today. So it's very dark, it's very early in the morning. This is a pretty clear body of water, so we want to get out here early. These fish bite in total darkness. Like, I don't know if we're going to catch any today in total darkness, but historically a lot of walleyes bite in pitch black, so that's why we're out here super early. And again, it's very cold, so we are going to try to fish outside a little bit more. It's kind of tough to fish inside a house and get video footage, but you know, fishing outside, we're going to run some iFish Pros. We're going to jig a little bit, but we're really going to have to tend to our iFish Pros because holes freeze over really fast when it's this cold. So, you know, it's maybe jigging for 3-4 minutes and then walking around and clearing ice. Jigging for 5 minutes, walk around and clear ice, right? Like, that's kind of what your cadence has to be when there's conditions like this. It's tough fishing. It's not easy to film a show when it's like this, but we're out here. We're gonna give it a try. There's, you know, there's some sizable fish here that we're after today. It's not going to be a numbers game. If I can see 3, 4, 5 fish today, that's going to be success. But we're going to get some holes punched with our Ion Alphas here and get some lines in the water. You know, ideally 2 hours before the scheduled sunrise time. So I think sunrise is 7:50 or so. So, you know, 2 hours before that is kind of where we're at right now. So, yeah, I'm excited for today, and hopefully we're going to see some gorgeous fish. Stick with us. It should be a good one. We have our holes drilled. Now it's time to find our spot on the spot. So clear bodies of water, there's kind of two things you have to keep in mind. Usually with clear bodies of water, there's structure. And also with clear bodies of water, there's big fish. We're not fishing like low clarity, shallow, featureless areas, right? This is a bigger body of water, clear water, in pretty good structure. So we're on structure, right? We look on our Markham MX7 with our GPS chip in there. We can identify underwater points, reefs, shoreline breaks that look nice, right? Like that's the type of structure we're fishing. This is kind of a long underwater point that sticks out. We obviously can easily drive to the spot with our snowmobile. Now we need to find that spot on the spot. So we have our holes drilled. Now I kind of have two Markhams. We have our MX7 and a Markham M5 on our Roamer lithium shuttle kit. Now this is the M5 is kind of your traditional mechanical sonar, right? Obviously the MX7 is Markham's top of the line flagship unit with sonar and GPS. This is the unit I fish with. This is the unit that I jig with. I have pretty much every feature that Markham has is in this MX7. That's the one I fish with. Scouting purposes, finding our spot on the spot, I love this lithium Roamer shuttle pack combined with the M5. I mean, it's super lightweight, it's easy to carry, everything's in the soft pack here. I flip it open, I turn the dial on, I get an instant depth read, right? It's just super efficient, super portable, easy to carry around, jump holes and find that spot on the spot. So we're gonna take our M5 on our Markham lithium Roamer shuttle kit and find these holes where we wanna set our iFish Pros and then get some lines down. All right, this is gonna be our spot on the spot. So now you have to think about kind of like what's that basin depth, right? And that basin depth around us is like 30 to 34 feet. Now, when we're fishing this structure, if basin is 30 to 34 feet, I don't want to be in 25 feet early morning, right? Your big walleyes, like they're shallow and they're shallow for a reason. They're chasing bait, they're pushing food up, they're, you know, just being bulldogs down there, just pushing all this food around, all these minnows that you will see on your graph throughout the day, right? I want to be up shallow. So we're talking 10, 11, 12, 13 feet low light like this. So that's what this hole here is right at 13 feet of water, and a mere 30 feet behind me is that basin that we talked about. That's 32, 33, 34 feet. So that's my comfort zone. I love that feeling, like 10 to 13 feet, really low light. As that sun comes up, as we progress 9, 10 a.m., we're gonna move out deeper, right? And fish deeper. But low light like this, you really have to focus on shallow water. You know, some people might be uncomfortable fishing that shallow on a really clear lake, but hey, it pays off year after year after year, just because those fish are just so, there's sharks down there. I mean, your big walleyes are definitely sharks down there. So we're going to set this iFish Pro. We have our Eskimo 42-inch rod locker, which I cannot speak enough good about because it's our rod case. You can hold 4 rod and reel combos in here. I got all my tackle storage on the top, like everything's combined in one unit here. So I just grab this and we're gone, right? Our rods are protected. So we have iFish Pro rods all rigged up, ready to go. We're gonna have to fine tune our depth, but we're gonna get this set, and yeah, we'll see what this morning has to bring. Well, we unfortunately have some daylight in the sky and no fish. No fish. A little bit discouraging. So I don't know what's going on. I put a lot of money on the line that we would have got one in the total darkness this morning here, but it just did not happen, but hey, maybe they're a little bit late, or maybe that full moon behind me needs to set a little bit. I don't know what's going on. You know, fish, especially through the ice, always keep you on your toes, and a lot of times things just don't go as planned, but you just got to keep fishing and keep trying. So along with your iFish pros out there, we're just going to do a little bit of jigging, staying close to our iFish pros, you know, just so we can constantly walk around and check them and break all that ice in the hole, just because it is so cold out here this morning. So yeah, I don't know, you just gotta sit here and soak baits, and hopefully these walleyes decide to push up shallow here. So until then, we're gonna keep jigging away, and maybe something will happen, or maybe it won't. We will find out. First flag of the morning. Let's see if anything's there. There's a fish there. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Fish. There we go. It's acting interesting. It's not acting like a big walleye, I'll tell you that. Who knows? We'll take what we can get though, because I anticipated fish in the dark, and it just did not happen. It just did not happen. The sun's still not above the horizon yet, but there's plenty of light in the sky. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? He took quite a bit of line on us. He took quite a bit of line. It's a beautiful walleye there, man. Right there. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous walleye. He just came unhooked too. What a walleye, man. First one of the morning. You gotta love it. We gotta get this fish back quick before its fins freeze. That's awesome. Fish. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We just got that fish on our iFish Pro, and now we got one on the jig rod. I love it, man. I love it. It is so cold. I can't even take my gloves off. My hands are so numb from that first fish. This feels like a good one. I had to work them a little bit up and down. Look at that. Sweet, it's happening. I was super disappointed that it didn't happen in the dark, but hey, we're getting a little bit light in the sky, and maybe they're gonna start to go now. Here it is. Look at, he jumped off. Look at that fish. Oh, my hands don't even work. Another one, that same year class, hey? Maybe a little bit bigger. What a fish. That is so cool. 2 walleyes back to back in a matter of 3-4 minutes. There she goes. Ow. My hands hurt. My hands hurt. They're going on the stomach because that's the warmest part of me right now. You gotta, things happen fast. Like, it happens quick out here. And I mean, it's not a giant fish, but that's very respectable. That first one was maybe 21. That one's probably 22, or maybe 22 and 23. Like, those are good fish, right? It's not the sheer giants that are down here that we know are here, but hey, that's a good first taste of it. And that's pretty cool. It just gives me a little bit of reassurance that we're in the right spot, doing the right things. So yeah, it's cold, it's challenging, it's difficult, and when things don't go as planned, you just gotta stick with it, just because these fish always take you by surprise when it's this cold, early season like this. So hey, that's 2 fish in a very, very short period of time. So one on the iFish Pro and one on the jigging rod on this little macho minnow with a minnow head. So that's all it took. Let's get back down there, and hopefully we can see another one here this morning. Flake, 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 flake. Good fish, heavy fish. I don't know what it is. It's done some weird runs. See, that's a walleye, right? I mean, to me, that's a walleye, but at first it did some weird things. It's a pike, but it's a good pike. It's a pike, but it's not a small pike. At least it's a sizable gator. Jesus, it almost bit my finger off. There we go, look at that. Right there, Mr. Gator comes to play. Not the walleye we were hoping for, but a sizable pike that put up a really fun battle. Let's get this thing unhooked and back down there, go warm up our hands and reset this. All right, well, I guess 2 walleyes and 1 pike is certainly better than no walleyes and no pike. And they were sizable fish too. Like those walleyes were gorgeous fish, like 21, 22s. Pike was a nice 5-6 pounder. So hey, that's good action. And when conditions are this tough, you know, yeah, honestly, you kind of take what you can get, because it's tough fishing, right? Now obviously we have bright sun now, and it's getting close to that 9 a.m. hour. So now we're on that morning structure, and what we're gonna do is just kind of slide off it. That sun gets high. Yes, we have some snow cover, but it's still, I think there's a lot of light down there, and I think the majority of your fish are going to kind of slowly slide off the sides of this structure. Early ice like this, you can still catch them midday, so hopefully, I'm kind of staying optimistic for a decent midday bite, but I think we are going to have to move a little bit deeper. We may keep 1 or 2 rods up here shallow, but I think the majority of our efforts are going to be into finding a little bit deeper structure off the sides of this. So yeah, maybe just give it another 20 minutes here, and then we'll start the skidoo and just kind of hole hop around, punch a bunch of holes, and yeah, just kind of start that midday grind. But again, we have to maintain focus and try to put a couple more fish on the ice. There are some big ones here, and I'm hopeful that we're going to see one throughout the day here and into this evening. So yeah, we'll keep fishing away. Got him. That was a pretty lethargic bite, but that's midday fishing for you, man. High sun, clear water. I assume it's gonna be a walleye, not a pike. Definitely got some weight, but hey, we're gonna take it. Midday walleyes on a bitterly cold day. Oh yeah, that's a walleye. Yes, that's a walleye, man. Boom, look at that. Hey, we're gonna take it. That's a nice 17, 18 inch fish. We'll take that all day long. Look at that, beautiful. Isn't that cool? It's a nice fish. Maybe even 19, that's a good one. We're gonna take that, and he was a little bit lethargic, but he choked this Northern buckshot spoon. Just bright pink. I like that middle of the day like this, clear water, high sun, there's high visibility down there. Use something like a bright pink Northern buckshot spoon to stand out and attract these fish in. That's a nice walleye. That's a very nice walleye. Here we go. This is our midday flurry. Come on, high sun and catching walleyes. We're gonna take the gloves off for this one. It's still bitterly cold, but at least we have sun and no wind. So again, with this deadeye rod from St. Croix, we're just gonna reel down, and hopefully we're gonna see some weight. Yep. So it's nice, it's just reassuring with this rod. I can put a little pressure on that fish. He's not gonna feel it, but I can see that rod bend. Like I know he's there, right? So now we can reel down, and you don't need much of a hook set, honestly. Like, there it is. Beautiful, beautiful. A midday flurry. This is what you hope for when you have a slower than normal morning. Beautiful, look at this. Oh, another nice, I don't know, maybe a little bit smaller, but 17, 18 incher all day. That's another nice walleye. That's pretty cool. Let's get him on the ice and catch another one. All right, so that sun is getting a little bit lower, so I think our time out here in this deep water is going to be done. You know, as we get towards that 3 o'clock hour, I want to push back shallow and get in those same exact holes that we fished this morning. Again, I just want to see one big fish, right? Like, that's what the fun is. That's why you come to lakes like these, is this, to try to see that one big fish. Get your ice fishing year started off with a bang, right? With a big 28 to 30 inch fish. Like, that's what you hope for, so. Fish. I fish pro. I fish pro in the pitch black. I'm just gonna let him take it for a second here. Oh yeah, he's there. Just gonna give him a little bit more line. I cannot overemphasize the importance of like fishing in the complete darkness on clear bodies of water, early ice. It's when truly like some of like the most magical things can happen, like the best fishing of like your whole day, like sheer darkness. Like there's no light in the sky whatsoever. He's there. Just gonna clear some ice out of this hole. Fish, 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 fish. Yes, yes. This is excitement. This is what it's all about. This is a heavy fish. This is gonna be a big fish. It's just got this deadeye rod just pinned. Look at this. Just boosh. Look at that. That's a big fish. Just dumping line. Yeah. Oh, look at those head shakes. Oh my goodness, I am nervous right now. This is gonna be a big, big walleye, man. Holy cow. This is incredible. This is incredible. There's our stop for our iFish Pro. There's our split shots, and I can see its head. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. Guys, look what we just caught. That is a northern Minnesota giant, absolute giant, 9-pound walleye, maybe more. We got to be diligent and quick with this fish to get it back. Look at that fish. Now this is when it comes to being respectful to these fish. It's very cold out. I got to get this thing back fast so its fins don't freeze. Oh my gosh. That is a fish of a whole winter. Hey? And we treated her with the utmost respect. There she goes. Wow. We would like to thank you for watching this episode of Superior Angling TV. You can catch us every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. You can also join us on social media for weekly contests, behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and much more. Also, don't forget, check out superiorangling.com to shop our new apparel available now.